The Legend of Zelda has always featured a villain of great power to be the final confrontation for the hero, and Echoes of Wisdom is no different. What is different, however, is Echoes of Wisdom's final challenge isn't a great evil that must be defeated, but a force of nature itself, and that force has come to be known as Null, a being so ancient that it predates the creation of Hyrule and even the golden goddesses themselves. Null, as a concept, is by definition the lack of content, substance, or to cancel something out, essentially a zero sum. Before the three golden goddesses came into being, the universe was a formless void, devoid of all life, the sole exception to this being the formless entity of Null. Whenever something sprang into life from the void, Null was there to quickly consume it and return it to the void from whence it came, ensuring that nothing could exist. Null wanted nothingness to be eternal, but when the goddesses appeared, they did not accept this. They saw Null's continuous indiscriminate devouring as something that needed to be stopped. As a way to seal away Null, they created the land of Hyrule, burying it under the land and sealing it with the skies. This, however, proved to not be enough to seal away Null forever, as it began to break free of its prison by creating rifts in the land, swallowing the world and returning it to the void. The goddesses realized their seal wouldn't hold forever, and the chaos that Null was causing on Hyrule's surface was becoming worse, so they created the Tries, a fairy-like creature, whose purpose was to dissipate the rifts caused by Null. The Tries, being born from the goddesses, possessed the ability to create echoes of objects and creatures, which they used to replace things that were permanently lost to the void after a rift was sealed. Once the goddesses left Hyrule, trusting the Tries to keep Null in balance, they left a sacred relic of immense power behind, the Triforce, at the location where they departed from the world. Null, however, seems to be aware of what happens around it on the surface of Hyrule, even as it's sealed away under the land, as Null saw the Triforce as its way to break free from the goddess's shackles once and for all, and began plotting a way to acquire it. Being a formless nothingness itself, it couldn't interact with the world around it, so it began to capture the Tries that have been sealing its rifts, absorbing them and gaining their power of echoes. Knowing of the prophecy of the hero, it created rifts targeting children in an attempt to capture the hero before they could become an issue. Null attacked Hyrule with echoes of monsters coming from the rifts, and managed to capture Princess Zelda with an echo of Ganon, who, by this point, no one had remembered who Ganon was. They just called him the Blue Monster. When Link confronted Ganon to save Zelda, Ganon vanished in a puff of smoke and a rift formed underneath him, pulling Link into the Still World, a place between Hyrule and the empty void. Before Link was pulled into the rift, however, he managed to weaken the seal that the echo of Ganon had placed on Zelda, allowing her to escape, barely managing to avoid the rift herself thanks to the help of a Tri. Now free, Zelda, with the help of Tri, dissipated several rifts around Hyrule, freeing the Tries that Null had taken in the process, eventually earning Zelda the goddess's favor and gaining their sanctions, a requirement that was needed to access the Triforce. It's at this moment that Null strikes again. Waiting for Zelda to get the sanctions of the goddesses, it creates an echo of her and goes to claim the Triforce for itself. The echo being so perfect as to deceive even the great Deku Tree that guarded the entrance to the ancient ruins that housed the Triforce. Null then claims the Triforce for itself before Zelda can stop it. However, the goddesses do see through the echo and split the Triforce into three pieces, giving only the Triforce of Power to Null's echo of Zelda, giving Zelda the Triforce of Wisdom, and the Triforce of Courage descending into a rift to find Link in the Still World. The echo returns to Null so that it can absorb the power of the Triforce, giving it a physical form finally. Even with the power of the Triforce, however, Zelda and Link manage to overcome it and take back the piece of the Triforce that it has, Combining all the pieces together again, they use its full power to destroy Null for good and remove all of its rifts. Even after all Null has done, I don't believe it to be evil, rather just a force of nature whose sole desire is to consume and neutralize all existence. Null is, at its core, a primordial being whose very existence is an antithesis to life. If you're familiar with the Lovecraftian horror, you might know of the Outer Gods, beings that we see as evil, not because they are, but because their existence is incompatible with our own. I can see the inspiration for Null coming from either them or from Chaos from Greek mythology, the first primordial entity, who from them came Gaia, who created the earth in a similar sense that the Golden Goddesses created Hyrule. They have no morality, no ill intent, and perhaps that's why the goddesses chose to seal away Null instead of destroying it. At least, that's my opinion on the matter. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, as it truly does help. And remember to subscribe to know when more videos like this are dropping. I've got so many ideas floating around in my head, and I just cannot wait to get them all out to you. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.